Morning, guys. Hoping that everybody's doing well today. Let's hop over to the markets and see what we've got on the day. How's my sound going, guys? Hope my sound is doing well. Let's see what we can find. How's it, Chi? I've been looking over to check your pair here. I see it eventually tanked, hopped into our zone, went up all the way to 3R, going back now into a zone. So yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting day yesterday. Let me just go back into this. I wonder how it played out for some of the traders here. Okay, so this is where we are. Which pairs are we checking out today? And I think meanwhile, whilst we do that, I want to share with you guys a pair that we looked at on the bootcamp yesterday. It was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting pair. I'll just move the screen onto the video just now. I think it was this GBP CHF pair. So we followed it. We basically stalked it in the day, trying to see where it will end up. And it ended up at 8R. I think it's still running now. Okay, so it looks something like this. So we watched this on we took it from the 4-hour, and then we got our structure, and then we just stalked it until we are able to get, let's just see how far we opened it. I think it was this one. Oh no, this was the second one. This was also the second one. Oh yeah, and then this is the one. So it got validated, and then we still waited for it to basically come back into the zone, the 1.25 area zone on the 15-minute charts, which it eventually did. And it played out pretty well. See, one of the traders followed it all the way up, and it was a pretty good trade that we did in there, one amongst many, of course. So this is what we are sharing in the bootcamp, which is what we focus on, taking the trades from the beginning. This Euro USD, we're following it again from scratch. We'll see how far it plays out, and hopefully it'll hit our levels, and we'll see how it goes on the charts over there. Awesome. I see somebody is saying they can't hear a thing. I think the sound is pretty good. Awesome. What pairs are we looking at? While you guys are still deciding, let me open the GBP JPY, which is one that I was looking at earlier. So we're just basically waiting for price to drop into this area here. And you know how we basically wait for price to actually get in 50% of the stop loss range. And then once it does that, we put on our stop orders, and then just wait for price to go back all the way up. So that is what you basically want to happen. You don't want to put your limit orders, because you could find price dropping all the way down, probably this level holding, but dropping all the way down to this level, and then pushing all the way up. So you'd get kicked out of the trade. And if you are using the Wushu toolbox, this will help you out. Then you can just mark this area as an area of interest, and once price gets into this area, the tool will just wait for price to get 50% into the zone, and then it will place your stop order, and then once it kicks in, it will move your stop, and you know how it works from there. So this is an interesting pair that we're waiting to see how it develops. And this is our tier-off area. And also the Euro USD was also another pair that I was looking at earlier, actually on the 4-hour though. I'm just waiting for some zones to be broken, and basically wait for price to come back and potentially use one of these levels as an entry, and of course we'll be watching what happens on the left and then pull off, confirming structure bullish, moving actually bearish, moving all the way up. So we're actually waiting for it to be broken on the level, not at the top. So that's a good one we're waiting for. And I see Chiwi wants us to take a look at the NZD USD. Now this one has been, I haven't looked at it in a while actually. Let's see how. Okay, so start over at the top. Daily levels, mark your zones. There's an interesting area here, so I would mark this area. But now something happened here. Something dramatic happened there. What? I don't know. We will have to find out. And based on that, we potentially will have to focus on this area alone and probably look at intraday trades. And from there, let's just drop over to the 4-hour. See how it looks in HD, of course. We can see structure here. Sorry about that. Let me just mark it out properly. You can see structure here. It's extremely aggressive, I must say. You can see closing off this entire imbalance here. Hopping over to the 1-hour, see what we can find in the 1-hour. I think with this pair, I would probably focus on taking it from a very low time frame. This one is not really visible enough. We do see a bit of break of structure here. So you'd expect price to come in this whole area here. It's a potential buy area, which is too big. So it makes it a bit difficult to work with. But we potentially could find a good area to go long. So this whole block here, whether you want to take it from here or from here. So what some people would do, they would actually mark structure as moving from this level all the way up here, dropping here, all the way up here, dropping there, which is also potential good area. So meaning this level would probably hold. So what you would do, let me remove this one and see if that one works out. So you'd probably look at it from these levels. Let's look at that. Probably look at it from these levels. Remember now, your daily, you're still watching your daily. So don't forget that zone. And then potentially use one of these unmitigated levels. I'll probably look at that one over there. Look at that one. I wouldn't look at this one because I don't look at this one because of what happened here. So that's a potential area to try look for a good entry. Because we are focusing on the 1 hour, you'd probably want a very tight stop. This is a 7 pip stop. So we probably dig deeper and try find a good level to work with. Let's go back deeper into the 5-minute. And I see here's one here. This is still a bit too small and it kind of kicks that one out. So I think I'll keep holding the bottom one. And there we go. I think I would wait for price to come back into these levels. And if you still want to hold a bit of a wider stop, you probably include these levels as well, which would give you 5.2, 5.3 pip stop. Not bad. That will give you a bit of room to work with, and you need to watch your sprays, of course. So you'd probably want to look at a trade from these levels, going to the top, targeting these levels over there, and then go back into the daily, try to see what's happening on the daily. Okay, still good. So we'll still be targeting these levels here. We just couldn't find a better entry here. And if you did use this level here, you'd have waited for price to come back, potentially kick you into the trade, probably in the trade by now. So this is what we would look at, and you would target the upper band, of course, but to keep it a bit modest, just keep it here. And remember, because we're using the Wushu toolbox, I keep telling you guys about it, you don't really have to worry about your TP. It does all of that for you. So it'll move your stops, trail for you, break even, partial for you. So that's the beauty about the Wushu. So this is how I'd approach the NZD USD. We'll actually see how it works out. This could probably trigger in before the London Open, or in the London Open, early London Open. So I'll mark that as well. Let's make it green. Which other pairs do you guys want us to look at? And while we're still deciding, I know one of the chaps asked me to look at the US 100, and doesn't seem like it'll be going into our zone anytime soon, because we wanted it to drop all the way down into this level. And I see there's a new level formed here, and because of how aggressive this pair is moving with, or rather this index moving extremely aggressive, and I'm a bit worried about this daily zone here, so I wouldn't want to trade anywhere near it. I'd actually have to wait for a bit more moves. I'd want to see some price action, want to see some new levels being formed, etc, etc, and then just watch out for the key zones, and then find a good entry to trade with. Ideally, I would have wanted to see price drop from this level, which it did a couple of times. We had this drop over there, drop over there, drop over there, which basically started confirming this area. But what it did, it created a bit of liquidity here, which it grabbed just now. So I'm assuming probably are going to get a nice tank to the bottom, which was a bit uneasy going all the way up with it. So I need to see a bit of price action. See it probably in that lower time frame, would probably see a structure breaking down, and if we do see that, we'll find a bit of an area to enter at the top, and then enter and drop down with it, probably targeting these lows, and yeah, just moving in that order. Awesome. And then with gold, gold went into our area yesterday, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. And actually, let me just focus on this 4 hour. So on this 4 hour, we see structure. We see it dropping all the way down. We see this happening, drop down, went all the way down here, came back up. So I'm expecting it to basically break this level, here, and basically this level up here to hold. And once it does get into this zone, which has been a bit of an interesting area for gold, I would expect to go up with it. So just looking at the 4 hour on gold, today, of course, I'd focus on these areas here. And that's if this bear structure will hold and keep going down. And I'd look at finding a nice area to trade from. And if I was to focus on a bit of confluence and see what it does on these levels, I'll probably focus on taking it from, let's see, 50%, that should be somewhere there, from these levels, and potentially look at, let me just delete that and that, remove that as well. Look at this candle here, look at this candle here, and also look at this candle here. Those are the two potential areas to look at. And we all know price seldom goes all the way back to the top, and if it does, we potentially get a break, and that'll kind of change our bias. But we will look at these areas here. So this is a potential good area to trade from. And and I'll basically try and get a bit deeper into it. There we go. So this is a good area to trade from, going down. This one over here, you could look at it, provided price breaks this level and goes all the way to the top. You'd look at trading it from this area as well. And because we're using stops, if price does go past it aggressively, you potentially miss the trade and be saved from getting wicked out. And because of our tight stops, that will also give you a bit of room to breathe. So I'd look at something along these ranges. So I'll wait for gold to come back up a bit, trigger me into going down from these areas. So I have to wait for price to drop down first. So still want to see, let me show you quickly. So want to see a drop, confirming these areas, and then basically come back and then tank some more, or drop, come back to this level and then tank some more. So that's what you want to see. If you don't see that, you don't enter the trade. So just be careful and watch what price tells you, and then you'll be good. So we'll be targeting these areas here. And remember, because we're using a very interesting tool, if price keeps tanking down from here, you do not get out. You just invalidate this trade, and you just keep holding until you get kicked out. So you have to keep taking as much as you can from the trade and maximizing on your good trades. So just watch that. So this one is completely out. And that's about it, guys. So this is what we're looking at for gold. And that sums up the pairs that we'll be looking at today. Don't forget to hop over to our free channel and watch what we are sharing, and check out our bootcamp. Awesome, guys. Happy trading. Watch your risk. Any questions, drop them on our Telegram and we'll surely get back to you. Happy trading, guys.